And we are recording. Here we go. And hey, Kyle.
Hey, Drew.
Hey. So here we are, Comics Elite Podcast, episode number 1. Yeah, the Uno.
Uno.
And what better way to kick off the podcast than with a future state wrap up?
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Yes, it is. Yeah, this is it's beginning of March now, so it's been about a week and some change since the last issues of Future State came out. The one Infinite Frontier came out, which was it was okay. It was all right. But we're gonna go ahead and give you our Comics Elite wrap up of Future State and what our biggest takeaways, best, worst, what could have been better on a whole from Future State. So, Kyle, let's go ahead and start with the worst. Who was your worst character? There was a lot. So, who was your worst character?
I mean, as far as worst, I'm trying to think most disappointed with. I guess. I mean, an argument could be made for Superman.
Which one? Because there's John Kent.
Right.
There was Kal-El.
Yes.
Superman. And then there was Connor Kent.
Yeah. I was mainly disappointed with Kal-El.
Oh, okay. The OG Superman. The real Superman.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I was really looking forward to almost every... I mean, the stories he was involved in, he wasn't in, really. So it was kind of a letdown, and I wanted more. When he was on War World, it's like you didn't get him on War World. So I just kind of needed more from that character. I was very, very let down with that.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that at all, because he was almost a complete non-factor.
Yeah.
Do this whole thing.
Yeah, it's like we're going to sell you a $9 comic and, 10 pages is going to be that, and the rest is going to be garbage that you don't want to read. Yeah.
So, then he shows up at the very end of House of L.
Yeah.
Gets his butt kicked in Immortal Wonder Woman.
Yep.
And trying to think of where else he might have popped up. Oh, and Batman Superman, which was, don't get me, I don't want to talk about that one. That one got my blood boiling when we talked about that. But I couldn't disagree with that.
Yeah.
Can't.
Yeah.
I would say for me, my worst character was Jonathan Kent. Because I kind of had an idea they were going to try to set him up as the Superman of the future in this event. Yep. And he just came across as an idiot. Just came across as a straight up dumb idiot. And especially like the Superman of Metropolis. Yeah. And because they're stealing brain cells or whatever, giving people brain clouds. It's just like I don't. What? Yeah, and it was the first one. I remember it was the first issue of Future State I read, that Superboy one. Well, I'm sorry, I'm calling it Superman. Yeah, quote unquote. Easy. But yeah, and I'm just like, I just feel dumber after reading this. It's just what the plot is, with the conceit, they're with the bad guy is stealing, and like, no, I'm this is straight up dumb, and whoever wrote this was an idiot too. Yeah. Whew, okay, that felt good. That felt good getting off my chest. Okay, now best character.
We're probably gonna agree, but honestly, Swamp Thing.
Yes, yeah, the same for me. Swamp Thing was my favorite character.
Like
in this,
you love Swamp Thing.
I love Swamp Thing. Yes,
I like Swamp Thing. But this to me was something that they took a character and put him in areas where I've never seen the character go before.
Yeah, being essentially creating life, essentially God, a creator. Yeah.
I mean, it's a serious. It's like, and this is a legit story, and it had ramifications. It actually had character growth, character development. It was well written. The art was gorgeous. I mean, I think overall the Swamp Thing was great. Yes, and
we'll talk more about the series later on, but like you really see just more or less one thing I have to remember is that this isn't Alec Holland. This is the new Swamp Thing. Yeah. Because what people are forgetting is a lot of people are thinking that Future State is just a throwaway. Yeah. No. It's like all the titles now, they're all leading up to Future State. They've admitted this. Batman, all those events, they're all leading to the stuff 5 years in the future. Same thing for Superman. This is all supposed to happen. This is all going to happen. They haven't forgotten about this stuff. This is all going to happen.
Yeah, it leaves you wondering.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does.
Yeah, what's next?
Yeah, but the new Swamp Thing.
Yeah,
he was a straight up legit hero in this, and I could not agree more with that. Mm-hmm. All right, next up, Future State worst titles. All right, we'll do a count up to our worst. So I'm going to say for me, my third to worst, the three worst. My first one was Superman and Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Both of them just came across. One of the problem I had with this series was that one of the characters themselves is that these two appeared in multiple titles in Future State, and neither of them were written consistently,
right,
at all. And in this one, they're both written like absolute morons, douchebags, and it's just like, I don't like these characters. I really they're trying to play them off as being heroic, but they're just really douchebags and just unlikable.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
No.
It's like, are they kids? Are they adults?
I don't know.
What age are they?
I don't know.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like,
they really legitimately look the same age.
Correct.
Through even though some of them take place years down the line, it's like they look the same. But are they early 20s, 30s? I don't know. But they're acting like dumbasses.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And if they are kids, it's like, that's okay, but you need to establish that.
Yeah. And there's a nonsensical story about racing a guy across the space with the
horse
and something involving going into the sun. It's like this is it's like, whereas Grant Morrison would have taken that concept and done it very smart, like he did also Superman, this went the dumb route with that. It just felt dumber.
Yeah.
A complete waste of time.
It's like, what would a 10-year-old like?
Yes.
And do that. Mm-hmm. But 10-year-olds don't read comic books very rarely, and they're not the ones buying them. So
we'll do it less fun.
I couldn't agree more. That's major letdown.
All right, so I'm gonna pull an audible here. I'm gonna say my second to worst was Superman in Metropolis. That was the John Kent one. Like I said, character was an absolute moron. The story is nonsensically stupid. Stealing brain cells, or like stealing brain waves and giving people brain clouds, or like I don't.
Yeah. It's the mind power and brain power.
Yes, you have mind power, but I have brain power. Yes, it's legit. Yeah, like, honestly, if you see the movie Dinner for Schmucks, that scene, the movie is dumb, but I enjoy it. I think it's hysterical because how dumb it is. It's like Dumb and Dumber. It's dumb here, but it's hysterical. That dinner scene, you may have brain power, but I have mind power. Like that comes across as smarter than this.
Yeah, 100%.
And more enjoyable.
And I hate that movie. Yeah. But you're right. But yeah, that's
Get
true.
Out of my head.
God, trash.
I really see you. Yeah. I just want to watch that now. I would watch that on repeat for 5 times in a row, as opposed to reading one more panel of Superman in Metropolis.
That's high praise.
And then you have Supergirl coming in and lecturing him like, you're not a hero. You're a loser. No. Nope.
Get out.
Nada. Done. Trash.
Yeah.
All right. And so what about yours? Did you have one?
Flash was absolute garbage.
That is my absolute worst one.
Yeah.
Simply, the main reason is because of how DC's treated Wally West, more or less, the last few years.
Yep.
Being a serial killer.
Correct.
And then being redeemed.
Yep.
And then going back to being a killer.
Correct.
Again. It feels like one big practical joke on Wally West and us, the reader.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a constant punching bag.
Yeah. It's like a constant whoopee cushion on the reader. Pull it up and gotcha.
Yeah. It's like, what villain do we have? I don't know. We got Wally
Is he here?
West.
Yeah.
Make him the villain. Why not?
Yeah. It's like,
what?
Now the thing is about Future State, a lot of these were written almost a year ago. Didn't get released until now. So I'm wondering if this was done under the purview of Dan DiDio. Oh. That story, because he's on the record. He hates Wally West and he hates Dick Grayson because he wanted to kill Dick Grayson in Infinite Crisis.
Do you give a reason why?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. But so I'm wondering if this was written under Dana Diaz's purview, and like maybe that was a direction from him. Make him a killer again.
Yeah. Because that's easy.
Yes.
Because why not?
Yeah, why not? He's redheaded.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But yes, and so you can see from us, we agree. Flash was probably the absolute worst. Wally just can't catch a break, and it's a shame because he's a great hero. He was my Flash growing up, and Mark Waid wrote him well with Greg LaRocque on the art. One I always recommend it. People, I've mentioned it on the various YouTube channels. If you can, seek out The Flash: Return to Barry Allen by Mark Waid and Greg LaRocque. Great Flash story with Wally West. Fantastic. And yeah, it's a shame what's going on with him right now.
Yep.
And so let's go on to the character that should have been better. The one that's been built up, that was kind of built up, but then it's just like, meh. The meh of Future State.
There's only one character that comes to mind. It's the new next Batman.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I could. Yes.
That is what everyone was like, oh my God.
They're all building to. Yeah.
It's the bestest ever, greatest Batman.
He's the bestest ever. He's the second coming of Christ.
Yeah, he's the smartest, strongest, fastest.
Yep. He's got the Fox family money through reparations. Oops, I shouldn't say that out loud.
Uh-oh.
And he was just. We had four issues, I believe, 4 issues of him just, I guess, trying to get people who killed an alleged pedophile, right? Who they assumed killed their kid,
correct.
Right? Yeah,
correct.
They assumed. There's no evidence.
Yeah, they assumed.
They assumed. That's one thing I've never forgotten. That they killed him, and they assumed he did. It's like. Well, we never forget. Yeah, don't forget that. Yeah, there's no evidence that the guy actually killed their kid. They assumed he did.
Correct.
And next Batman just kind of more or less, it's like, kind of agreed with it. It's like, okay, I'm gonna take you in.
Yeah. It's like,
all right, take you downtown. Well, we are downtown.
Yeah. More downtown.
Yeah. In our very inconspicuous red Yukon.
Yeah, red SUV from what 9 months?
Yeah, and it's one big long practice. It felt like one long joke where he keeps having a different cell phone, breaking it, different cell phone, breaking it. It's like, the thing, I remember The Flash and Batman, Batman Begins, showing they had radio sets in their cowls, lets them communicate securely with whoever else, if there's no one picking up on the channel.
Right.
It's like, he doesn't have like a radio in his headset that allows him, that he's supposed to be the bestest ever.
Right.
And next best thing.
And if the magistrate is that high tech,
the magistrate,
which we still have no clue what the hell they do and why they do it. If they're that advanced, why isn't that established? And
okay, so we're given conflicting information on the magistrate. This leads into another discussion where they're supposed to be the elite baddest of the badasses. Yet in some issues they're shown to be more or less like the stormtroopers from Star Wars who couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
Correct.
Because you see that in the second issue of the next Batman. Yep. They're literally 4 feet behind the next Batman, 5 of them.
Yep.
And they have assault rifles, and only one gets a shot off on it, and it's a graze.
Yes.
And it's like, are you kidding me?
Because he's that good. That Batman is that good, and the magistrate is that dumb or incompetent.
We don't know.
Either way, they're not menacing at all.
I don't care who you are. Yeah. Even if you're blind, you're running down a one-way street. Yep. You're going to hit someone, Yep. Not just graze them. You're going to hit them with an assault rifle.
Easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be impossible to not.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, he's the next Batman.
Yes, he is. He's the bestest ever.
The last thing they need is to see somebody shoot a black guy unarmed in the street.
Yeah, but even if he's supposed to be the next Batman, you would want to produce a story where it's like, for us to get behind him, convince the ones like us who aren't sold on this guy, do like a Batman year 1, but with this guy, build him up to be that guy.
Yeah.
Well, no, we just had some more or less a jackass dressed up in a Batman costume taking 2 murderers to jail, and then, but that's it.
Yeah, not really. Like, what did he learn?
He didn't really learn anything.
Yeah.
He didn't. There's no character growth.
None.
Other
than he has parents.
Yeah, he's got his family.
Yeah,
and that brings up another discussion with him. What is his motivation and drive to be the next Batman?
Yeah.
With Bruce, we know why.
Pretty clear.
See why. It's pretty clear. It's pretty damn clear. Even a 5-year-old could tell you that.
Correct.
You take this comic to the average comic book reader, their age, male between 30 to 45. Ask them, what is the next Batman's motivation and drive to be the next Batman? Why is he Batman?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Just because?
Why not?
He's got Bruce Wayne's money now, so yeah, why not?
With great money comes great
responsibility. Yeah, we're running from Lucius Fox. Yeah, reparations. Oops, shouldn't say that. Yeah, but so yeah, should have been better. Next Batman
should have been better.
We'll see if they can do that in the digital series.
Yeah, God, we can only hope.
All right, okay, we're gonna end on a high note. Future State best.
The best.
The top. All right, so we're gonna work our way up. I'm gonna have an honorable mention, Dark Detective with Bruce Wayne. Yeah. That story was good. The ending was, the ending was a solid, good ending, but for me, I didn't necessarily agree with it because I think I told Sean in our live review that he more or less just took down a bunch of jackasses, Yeah. And it wasn't the Joker. It wasn't Bane. It wasn't a villain. It wasn't Two-Face. It wasn't even Kite Man. He just took down the magistrate, Yeah. It's like villains who were not worse than the cops in Arkham City video game. This is more, it's another discussion about the magistrate. This is more or less a plot lifted from Arkham City, the video game.
Oh, yeah.
A police force that comes in and blockades off the city. And Mask's like, this really feels like Arkham City here.
Yeah, well, anyway, you play a character in third-person point of view. It's like,
wait a minute.
Sounds exactly like that.
Yes. But yeah, Dark Detective was good. It had a great first issue. Second and third, it was kind of a little bit of a step down, but the fourth issue, it had a solid ending. Good honorable mention, even though it's kind of a shame who Batman took down.
Yeah.
All right, third best for me was Suicide Squad.
That would be mine.
So I had one thing I've noticed online is that there's been very mixed reaction on Suicide Squad. People either liked it, didn't understand it, and didn't care for it, or they did like it. I enjoyed it because I like the twist. I like Earth 3, and I love that invasion concept going on to Earth 3 and villains disguising themselves as heroes. Yeah. And it had a great what the hell ending. It's great,
Yeah, for somebody who couldn't give two shits about Suicide Squad.
Yeah, or Peacemaker.
Because I really could not care less about those characters. And I was like, oh, this is actually fun.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. You didn't know what to expect. You know, any of them could go, and almost all of them go.
Yeah. And that to me is a sign of a good comic. If you can get me to read something about characters that I don't care about. One
thing I've stressed, an emotional reaction out of me, getting me to care about the characters. Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Did a great job. And it's got me reading the current Suicide Squad series, which the first issue was flipping action-packed. I enjoyed it. I don't know did you read it yet?
I have not read it yet.
All right, we'll see if we can hook you up on one.
Yeah.
And okay, number 2, The Dose.
Yeah.
For me, was Catwoman, Future State Catwoman, written by Ram V, who also wrote Future State Swamp Thing. It was only 2 issues, and it was just essentially Catwoman breaking onto a train, derailing the train, saving the people on board who are going to go to a more or less a gas chamber or a concentration camp or something. But ends up finding someone else, valuable asset on there, and has a little help from someone else on the train.
That's true.
And it had a great ending, even though I kind of felt the ending was weird, where it's like Batman left his bat logo that said Batman was here or whatever. It's like, really? Do you have to say it after you show the logo? I think we got the point. It's like,
kind of get it.
You think it had me think about Dark Knight Rises when he puts light it up. And he lights up the bat torch in the. It's like I wanted to see Batman was here in flame. It's like I think we got it from the symbol.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah, we get it. You were here.
Although, in I guess an area where there are 55 different Bat people,
I guess. True. Yeah, distinguishing yourself from Red Hood or Nightwing. Yeah. Okay, this was the Batman. Yes.
The OG Batman was here.
Yeah, it was a solid, action-packed, adrenaline issue. 2 issues, just her breaking onto a train, saving lives. It was great.
Yeah. See, and also I would put in there, kind of tied with it, would be Shazam.
I completely forgot about Shazam. Yeah. Yes.
I really liked Shazam.
Yeah, and that's a tough one because I can see how people wouldn't like it because you see this darker aspect of Shazam. But when you step back and realize, okay, you're taking the Billy Batson out of Shazam, whereas he's just an empty vessel now with no conscience or remorse.
No rhyme or reason. He just
snapping necks, cashing checks. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
And why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
It's fucking Shazam.
Yeah.
Do whatever he wants.
Doesn't have that moral compass in him. So
nope. I love it.
Yeah, it was a great concept.
I really thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that could be like an honorable mention number 2 for me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, number 1, the top.
Tippy top.
It's hard to argue against Swamp Thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I mean, I said it. I said it to Sean. I'm trying not to retread on what I've said before, but when DC eventually comes up with the Swamp Thing's 75 years best of, this story will be in there. I guarantee it. And if there's one story that should have been more than 2 issues, it is this one.
Yeah.
Whereas, they gave the Future State next Batman 4 comics. Like this is one that should have been 4, maybe 6. Mm-hmm. And it could have been, it's already gonna be great, but it could have been, one of those that's like people will definitely never forget it. I mean, I'm not going to forget this, but
I wanted more.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, exactly. I wanted a lot more. Yeah. And they did a great job of leaving me wanting more. And I'm case in point, I'm reading the next Swamp Thing.
I am too.
Yeah, it's
a lot of awesome. Fun.
Yeah, so what? Mike Perkins. Mike Perkins doesn't get enough credit. His art on Future State Swamp Thing and this ongoing series right now, top notch. Yeah. Top notch. And you look at and you compare his body of work, you go back to his work on Captain America, his work on The Stand. Yeah. Top notch. I mean, he hasn't lost a beat. He hasn't lost it at all.
Nope.
No, and it's like I'm fortunate enough. I got my omnibus, my The Stand omnibus signed by him, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I cannot wait to keep reading these issues. Ram V is still writing it. Mm-hmm. And so we have a new Swamp Thing now. It's not Alec Holland.
Nope.
And so this new guy, he's, I mean, it may take a while to warm up to him. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, he's changing into him, but see what happens.
Yeah, but how, why?
That is still yet to be explained, which I'm hoping I'm okay with. It's a mystery right now. I'm hoping to get to it.
Right.
But anyway, back to Future State. Mm-hmm. This story was essentially, like a true heroic story. Sacrifice.
Yes.
He gives his life to save humanity.
Yep.
Yeah. And he takes away life as well. It's like you are more or less aspects of me. This way, and it's like, wow, this was great. Yeah, it was a very deep 2 issues. Yeah. It went away like I didn't see that coming. It's like, oh, whoa. Mm-hmm. And if you have not read it, please read the 2 issues. I'm fairly certain Sean has both issues, first and second prints. You're not going to regret it. It is a solid 2-issue read. The art is fantastic. The covers are great too.
They are, and it's an adult story.
Yeah,
like it's a story after you read some of this other garbage meant for
like
10-year-olds.
Superman in Metropolis.
Yes,
or the Supergirl one with her.
Oh god,
that's down there with one of the worst. But yeah,
I didn't even finish it. I got through 2 pages and I was like done. I mean, it was garbage. And so to read something like this that doesn't talk down to you as
absolutely
a reader,
not. No, absolutely not.
It makes you think about your own mortality.
Absolutely.
It's like, I mean, it's deep. Mm-hmm. And I think it was amazing. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed it.
Yes, likewise. And it's one of those, like I said, it's if someone had told me that Alan Moore wrote this, not Alan Moore today, but Alan Moore 25 years ago had written this, I would believe it. Yes. This is definitely going to be long remembered, one of the best. So there we go, people. There's Future State. It's a Future State wrap up from Comics Elite, the Elite podcast.
Yeah. I guess overall, what were your thoughts on Future State? Did it stick the landing overall as a whole?
I would say overall as a whole, it was good. It was okay. It was good on a whole.
I mean, I had the lowest of expectations.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So it kind of helps when you thought everything was going to suck.
Yeah.
That some don't. It's like
or some the rare few will blow it out of the water. It's like, oh, geez, didn't see that coming.
Yeah. So I would say overall it was okay. Yeah, it
was okay. Yeah. But I will say they've got a long way to go since they have said they're establishing Future State is the future. The events in these comics right now are leading into the future.
Okay.
Bruce Wayne's going to go away. Kal-El's going to go away. Diana's going to go away. Hal Jordan's going to go away. Aquaman's going to go away. It's like, so you're going to have to do a good job of convincing me to stick with these new characters.
Yeah, because so far it's
it's
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it was good. Yeah. So there we go. And read what you like what you want.
Yep.
As Sean says, I encourage you to read and collect Swamp Thing.
Me too.
And Suicide Squad.
And Suicide Squad.
Yep. And Catwoman.
Shockingly, yeah.
Yes, I know, right? Yeah. Well, yeah, Bram V wrote both Swamp Thing and Catwoman.
Yeah.
So yeah, two of the best right there.
He's good.
Yeah, yes he is. All right, so that is the first podcast from the Comics Elite podcast, Future State Wrap Up. And we got many more down the road, and we have some guests on in the future. And we'll talk to you guys again next time.
Yeah. Take care.
Take it here. Did I say take care? Take care?
Take care.
Take care. Take air.
There.
Wait, huh?